Rule equality between humble black people. Hold on. Sound. Come again.
It's been a run since then.
Man, I've been jumped. For real.
If you could give just some background on Malik and who Malik Yusef is, how did you get started in the game? What was your mission to become who you are today?
Well, see, that's really crazy because I didn't really have a mission to be in music. But by nature, I'm a servant, so I like to assist people and fill in gaps and shit. That's just my nature. I'm like a serial entrepreneur. I like to fill in gaps and shit, and fix things, give people advice and information. And at a time, the homie Common was, on 87th Street, and he had this homie Yusef Hassan's my brother, and I started getting cool with him, with Common. You know how record industry worked back in those days and shit. It wasn't really no money, so I was able to come in with a little, chicken and beer money to help a motherfucker out. And because of that, I would be able to be around, seeing them creating shit like that. And I started doing poetry like a year before that or something like that. So I was doing poetry. So Common would, return the favor by coming to my little poetry nights and shit. I had like open mic shit, and they be like, damn, Common at the Cotton Club Malik, and then we battle back and forth and shit like that. So to start getting popular, so I started doing this thing called Full Moon Poetry. Just taking the little bits and pieces that I have, doing Full Moon Poetry, where then like Nia Long and Lorenz Tate came through that motherfucker one time, and they was doing the movie Love Jones. Like in that movie, you get your blessing when you live your life. The more you do for other people, even if that person don't respond, the more the universe say, oh, he doing shit, give him some more shit. So I had a little bread, I was on the street, so I was able to help out a little bit. But that wasn't what made it happen, is the relationship. What I did, a lot of people had bread, a lot of people, from that world. But if you don't use your money correctly, you just spend your money or your time, you ain't gonna get the proper results that you want. You gotta direct your money and your feet and your mouth and your mind in the same direction. So that's kind of how I got into it. Then I was able to be around Common, and then like the song we did, which is I did a poem on this album, but I met Erykah Badu through that process. I met Lauryn Hill, so I was able to be cool with them. Going to with Kanye, So like Kanye was like, "Oh, you doing this song?" I did this interview on Beats by Dre, but I just said a quick version right now. I was like, I got a beat from John Loppy told me to get a beat from Kanye. I'm like, okay, I know Kanye. He opened up a show that I was hosting before. Went to get a beat from him. Wound up getting the beat. He asked me who I was gonna have. He said, I know you're doing your album. You putting rappers and shit on songs with you. Who you gonna have on this one? I said, Common. He said, oh, I would love to do a song with Common. Man, I want to do a song with Common my whole career. Like, he didn't really have a career then, but it was like in his heart he did. So I was like, it didn't cost me nothing to have him do a song, to be nice to a person, which is what I'm naturally a kind person anyway. So I was like, cool. And that was like the best decision of my career, was to help out this dude living on the south side of Chicago in a back house somewhere, a one bedroom crib.
So really, put that out to the universe as you speak. Was there anybody that did that for you? Was there anybody that gave you that time, that effort, that really actually left a mark on you, but also that like you took something from it with how you teach other people?
Motherfuckers taught me decorum and accountability and stuff like that, which I carried into this music industry. Plus Chicago, we call Chicago Nation City because there's always been a hierarchy on the streets up until now. You know what I'm saying? There's been a hierarchy. Each nation, each tribe has hierarchy, had laws, bylaws, systems in play. And if you honor those, you know, no matter who wasn't honored, if you honor those systems, you can learn a lot. Because the human being loves structure. And structure is a pattern, right? And human beings, we are a pattern-seeking creature. We even look for patterns and shit that don't exist. Really what we all gotta understand. It's hard choices, man. This shit ain't no. You think this shit easy? People like, well, it don't seem like it should be this hard. Man, seem like they got more motherfuckers toe off than anything else. She seemed like she was gonna get pregnant, but man, you thought was gonna happen? Sperm and ovum get together. It's science. It's a structure. That shit makes a baby come up out of it. Don't twist that shit. Seem like. Somebody told me nothing is easy as it seems. Nothing. If you approach it with that mind state, you'll always win.
This guy's drops gems. One last question, and I want you to give just a bit of advice. But I mean, do you ever like sit back and just listen to these records and think about your career and just like sit there in awe, like this shit has really happened, like this really went down over the last few years, and I'm here now. You ever think that?
Sometimes I sit and be like, man, that shit was hard as fuck. I remember the pain of making that. Of the pain of maybe this won't happen, because we live in an industry, all of us, because we all in the same industry, right? We live in an industry where 50% complete is zero. 50% is zero. That is a 0 percentage. 90% done is 0% done. 99.9% done is the same as zero. There's very few industries in the world like this. Like rocket science is like this, brain surgery, music. Like if you a sports star, you could go out and kind of give like your 99%, and your team might still win. If you got a dead out on the motherfucking song, especially for a movie or some shit like that, and you don't get that shit in, it's like it never happened, man. It's like it never happened. And it be those last moments, those last hours that be the fucking hardest, because you done already gave it all, and it still ain't right. You like, I mean, how many times I be like, this shit ain't gonna happen, man. I'm not gonna make the album. Fuck it, I'm not gonna make the album. Then I'll be like, man, fuck you talking about? Get your goof ass up and go do some motherfucking work. Fail at the control board. We was doing Cruise Summer, man. Ye had to go to do Made in America, and it was just like me, Noah, Travis, Hit Boy and Left, and we tried to finish Cruise Summer, which wasn't like Ye's favorite project at all. Like he didn't really like jump into it till like in the last 2 weeks we went to Hawaii. I was like, man, yeah. So we had to really do everything in 2 weeks, because it was like the first version was every song had a 2 Chainz verse on it. It was crazy, man. That shit was crazy. And because Kanye just wanted to get past that album and then go on to his album, which was gonna be well, it was turned out to be Yeezus. I'm not gonna say what the other name of the album was gonna be, but so it's like sitting there and the shit, he be like, nope, that ain't it. Like from Philadelphia with Jay hitting us with an email like, nope, this ain't it. Be like, what else is there possibly can be done? What possible thing could change any of these songs? There's nothing possible to change these songs, man. Then you have to sit there and say, there's got to be. It has to be another step. And that is the Newt Gingrich, who ain't one of my favorite politicians, he said, hard work is the work that you begin to do after you're already exhausted from working hard.
Par for the course, right? All right, so last bit of information. Just if you could tell these guys anything, knowing that they're all up and coming producers, writers, aspiring hopeful, music industry executives, etc. What's the one thing you want to make sure they leave here understanding?
Is that you are beyond capable. That's the crazy part of this whole thing. Is that you get up every morning and assess your limits. And they don't really exist. They don't. It's a combination of all the shit you've been taught to believe about yourself. How bad of a singer you are, or how you trying to take everybody's shine, or whatever the fuck, or you don't look like this person that already made it, or you don't sound like that, or make your shit sound more this or that. Instead of just getting up and doing you. Because the universe is designed to accept you. You ain't got to go buy a new outfit. You ain't got to get a fucking haircut. You ain't got to get your eye fixed. You ain't got to hit the gym real quick. You ain't got to get a more masculine voice. None of that shit. You ready right the fuck now. You are back.
Give it up, man. Well, one of the reasons why we're here today is to present Mr. Malik Yusef. Now, I know you used to winning Grammys. But this is something.
We got the cameras in my house.
Yeah, we got the cameras.
Before I touch, we got the cameras. Okay.
Specific influence on other writers, other producers, people that
Paved the way for music, and we believe that over the last 5 to 10 years, you've been somebody who's influenced the sound of a lot of artists, other writers, producers in general, and it's evident that you deserve this award. It's from Producers for Producers. Y'all get it from Malik Yusef. This is the iStandard Influence Award. The legend in the making, man.
That's yours, man.